It's the GULO idol. What up? All right, we're on our fifth case at this point. Case 5 from chapter 2, the case of the cursed inheritance, the intoxicating dinner party. I would assume the cursed inheritance is the golden idol. But let's start collecting some clues. These sure are fine coats. An expensive cigar. Little Pip. Little Pip. Little Pip, run to the city and grab me some Ash Blair tobacco and a bottle of gin. I will pay you when I'm back, David. That's got to be David Gorin. This is then got to be Little Pip. I think that's already clear that this motherfucker is Little Pip. We know who David Gorin is already from the last scenes. Ooh, somebody disposed of a syringe with some liquid left in it. There's some sort of liquid inside this statue. I love that overhead drawing of the statue. I mean, we get like the perspective this way and then the perspective from the top. It's so hype. So we got some coats. Let's see whose coats these motherfuckers are. An overcoat and a hat. An overcoat and a hat. Got someone with a box of cigars. It's probably David Gorin's shit. Dear Miss Richards, March 1st, 1788. So we got Edmund Cloudsley again. We got someone named Miss Richards. Dear Miss Richards, I enjoyed your company tremendously when I visited your father last month. I am certain that you would wish to hear the rest of my thoughts on the shortcomings of our society. I invite you and your father to a dinner on April 8th at my manor. So that's probably what's happening right now. Is this a dinner party at his manor? I mean, it looks like it. Ooh, she's a babe. What up? Where do you know some of these people? That's Peter Batley. That's Edmund Cloudsley. It's poison! Nobody touch the thing and nobody move! I'll send for a doctor right away. This is Edmund Cloudsley. He's got some sort of heart key and also a square key. This is Peter Batley. You killed my aunt, you devil! I should execute you on the spot. Homie's not doing okay with his gambling problem. He's gonna kill somebody with a fork. He's got a pack of cards on him. He has not kicked the gambling addiction, this motherfucker. Who's the person who died? Oh, it's the colonizer. That fucking biatch colonizer. The lady's not breathing and her face is blotched. Fan, 4 pounds. She's got a bunch of rings from different countries because she loves the colonized people. Yup. We know her. We know exactly who the fuck that is. Okay, we know who Edmund Cloudsley is. This is horrible. She's got an embroidered handkerchief. This is the babe. Who is this guy? He's got like... Look at his hair. His hair looks like a blanket. I love this guy's character design. She does seem rather unwell. It's extremely unsettling. Who's this guy? Johnny Longface. Oh my lord. This has nothing to do with me. They have the same set of keys, weirdly. A simple key as well. Ensure that the beautiful lady sits next to me during dinner and I will slip you a shilling. Peter Batley. Why is it not letting me click Peter, though? Is Peter Batley trying to kill his aunt? Note to self, if you get frustrated when working, remember the tale about the rich lord who married his donkey and you will feel better. Oh my god. Funny ass fucking game. Ooh, okay, we've got... Ooh, let me check that again. We've got water, an opaque bottle labeled water. We've got a roast, a salad bowl, brandy, half full carafe of amber liquid labeled brandy. We've got wine. We've got an almost full carafe of yellow liquid containing lemons, and we've got peptic tonic. We've got a bunch of different bottles here that I'm assuming we're going to have to choose. So then we have the dinner table. I'm assuming we're going to have to be saying, like, who eats what. There's cloudy liquid here. The salad is untouched. partially empty glass of clear liquid. We've got wine, cloudy liquid, partially eaten piece of roast, partially empty glass of red liquid, partially eaten salad, a partially smoked cigar. So one of these motherfuckers who has that cigar that's missing. Okay. Something tells me that's Peter Batley, just on first glance. Got amber liquid, partially eaten salad, and then the yellow liquid. Okay. So I don't think any of that is going to be helpful for us right now. But we do and eventually have to figure out who's at the dinner table and where. There's a bunch of other shit. I mean, so I think we can immediately say, okay, this is Edmund Cloudsley. We already know who this motherfucker is. We know that this is Peter Batley. We know that this bitch is, I forget her name right now, but we'll when we see it, we'll remember it. Okay. So I think we got all the clues here. Let's go into this upper room next. Got a safe with a golden idol in it. The golden idol in a safe here. So, I got some shit pieced together in my head. This motherfucker, Edmund Cloudsley, knows that Willard Wright has the golden idol. It's the same golden idol with the blue gemstone on it that Willard Wright had and made the fucking homie, one of the pair twins, spontaneously combust. So he was like, you know what? I don't need the research from my late brother. Actually, I want the golden idol. So you know what? My servant, which his name is fucking David Gorin. You know what, David Gorin? Go by the name Ash Blair. Steal this golden idol because we need to give it to our client. Interesting. So the golden idol, Edmund Cloudsley is seeming to be like some sort of villain. We've got a blue lock with peptic tonic. Due to the sensitivity of your stomach, I advise abstaining from alcohol for the next month. Also consider a glass of peptic tonic before eating to avoid upsetting your digestive system. 2 sealed bottles of cloudy liquid labeled peptic tonic and a sealed bottle labeled opium. Did I need to click opium? Didn't come up. Weird. So, but there's 2 people who have a blue key. This motherfucker has a blue key, and this motherfucker has a blue key, which makes me think that he is in the house somehow. Okay, we got a bunch of clues going here. We got a lot of shit in this room. Okay. So, let's keep going with this and see. Dear Edmund, this cannot continue. Since my return and move to Sebastian's manor, he has asked for financial support 7 times. He clearly is unable to take any monetary responsibility. Please, I need your help, my dear brother. Rose Kubert. Rose Kubert is the colonizer lady. That's from 1788. Miss Baker. Starting date 1787, August 1st. Position housemaid. Yearly wage £9. There's another letter from Rose Kubert. I like your idea. Let's send him to the colonies where his violent nature will make him feel at home. So this is after. This is March. This is February. This is March. Dear Edmund, I like your idea. Let's send him to the colonies where his violent nature will make him feel at home. I hear you are having dinner with Lady Mary and her well-to-do father Lothar. If Peter and I were to join you, we could beguile him with tales of adventures in the colonies so we can ship him away. We're going to get back to that. There's also letters that have been thrown out. Well, well, Edmund, you seemed pretty pleased after the old boy passed away and a spot freed up for you in the House of Lords. Take care of those with whom you ally. I have many friends and will deal with you swiftly if you dare cross me. Lord George Bridges. The revolution will come for the likes of you, you crooked bastard. Soon you will pay for your sins against honest common folk with your blood. The final vanguard. Oh, shit. So he's a politician, so this makes sense. Edmund Cloudsley, once more you have failed to answer our requisition. This is the last warning you will receive. Your transgressions against us demand amends. The only course of action you have is to surrender yourself to our justice. Last chance for repentance, servant, or we will unleash one of our stewards upon you. The Brotherhood of Masks. Dear Uncle, February 1st, 1788. I hear you are interested in Lady Richards. I think you are too old for her. I shall court her instead. Secondly, please lend me 300 pounds. It is small change, and I am change to you, and I am desperately in need of it. Okay, so we know this motherfucker is Peter Batley. And I think that this lady, the hot lady, is Mary Richards. And then her father is Lothar Richards. Okay. Guys, she's not hot to me. I'm just saying. She's a hot lady by association to all the other old people in the room. She's not very hot to me, so. Platonello, Ideal Republic. Visions of a utopia with order and structure. Dr. Abram Anderton's Secret Codes. Ooh. Such trivial ciphers as reading only the first word of every line are easy to produce on short notice, but extremely unsafe and easy to decode. Consider this simple example. Money as a denominator of value has evolved and changed a lot since in savvy hands is how money has changed hands. Visions. Okay, so there's probably a letter with a cipher. Not these. Any of them that are in the trash that have a cipher? Once our warning your... no, not that one either. I, Richards, for... secondly... no, nothing there either, I don't think. Oh, shit! There's a lot of fucking clues here! The door is locked. The door is locked. Got a medicine cabinet. Remember to take the fourth one from every row. Stack of candles. Got ink. 4 shillings and a penny. I will not change the rule that the staff member who has worked here the longest gets the bottom room. Do not bother me with such nonsense again. Huh. A pair of twig dolls and a bottle of pink liquid, partially empty. Pair of twig dolls. Once your target has ingested the love potion, establish eye contact and hold it for as long as possible. In most cases, effects will be felt within 2 days, depending on your appearances. Huh. There's a lot of shit I don't understand, let me tell you. Oh, there's 2 servants here now. There's a little bag up here in this, like, storage area. There's a lot of shit. Monkey Man! Versus the striped dark hand. Monkey Man 2. Tooth for tooth. Somebody's living up here in this shit. A couple of pennies, a handkerchief, a small bottle with amber liquid, another key, a shiny pocket watch. This looks like the same pocket watch with the broken hand from the last scene, which makes me think that this is where the servant is staying. He's staying like hidden up here. David Gorin. This might be David Gorin shit. He's reading Monkey Man. Okay. A lot of servants in this house that are unaccounted for. Mrs. Smith, 2 eggs and a pot of tea each breakfast, no heavy food for dinner. You are responsible for little Pip doing all his errands. I thought that was a girl. Mr. Walker. I am to be woken up and dressed at 7 a.m. I expect to receive my daily newspaper by noon. Mrs. Baker. Who's Mrs. Baker again? We don't know. I expect all my rooms to be cleaned every day, twice on the days I have visitors. NB, David Gorin's job requires that he may arrive or leave during the night. No complaining about this. We know who David Gorin is. He lives up here. So also, here's the heart-shaped shit. There's full and sealed bottles of wine and then brandy. We already got that. To Mrs. Smith for 3 years of service. One of these ladies is Mrs. Smith. Thank you, dear. I threw it out. Oops, shit. I do not read such dirty literature anymore. I do hope our master's guests are satisfied that Brian served everything as instructed. Small, simple key. Then we've got that key. The dinner party will take place on April 8th. Everything should be ready before noon. Prepare roasted boar. Young Miss Richards appears not to enjoy meat. Therefore, prepare some alternative side dish. So the person who's not eating meat here is Mrs. Richards. There's a couple people who are not eating meat. Man, fuck this. God, this one's hard as fuck! Of course, I can give you some candles for your room, Lucia. I assume you are itching to continue reading that scandalous novel. Dear Ada, I have to use this letter to share good news. There is no substance to the claims that your late husband used his position to squander church money. The judge has decided to remove all accusations and you will be no longer a target of baseless gossip. I truly and sincerely hope this will provide some comfort in these dark times when ignorance and impudence go hand in hand. So, there's no substance to the claims that your late husband used his position to squander church money. The judge has decided to remove all accusations, and you will no longer be the target of baseless gossip. I truly and sincerely hope this will provide some comfort in these dark times when ignorance... Okay. So I think this is Lucia and Ada. I think that's their names. This is Ada, and this is Lucia. Hold on. One of them is younger. Mrs. Smith for 3 years of service. Let's go back to these rooms. Who's reading the scandalous novel? So this one is the scandalous. The Laceless Count. The besmirched lover of Lusitania. And this one has candles. So the person in the top room... The person in the top room is Ada. The person in the bottom room is Lucia. Ada, Lucia. I will not change the rule that the staff member who has worked here the longest gets the bottom room. Do not bother me with such nonsense again. The staff member who has worked here the longest gets the bottom room. So the person who has worked here the longest gets the bottom room, and that's Lucia. For 3 years of service is Mrs. Smith. So I think this is Lucia Smith. Oops. That's Ada, that's Lucia. This is Lucia Smith. What is Ada's last name? Mrs. Baker? Ada Baker. I think that's right. Which leaves this bitch is Rose Kubert. Which leaves one guy, the blanket head guy. Is that a bad? That sounded like a slur. Blanket head. I don't know if that's bad. There's 3 loaves of bread. There's lemons. There's potatoes. There's flour. There's bottles labeled water. There's a big piece of meat and cut vegetables in the food thing. Probably not a fridge. I do hope our master's guests are satisfied and that Brian served everything as instructed. So there's got to be a Brian, Mr. Walker. Brian Walker. I think that's who it is. Brian Walker. But is Brian Walker here? I don't think he's present. I don't think this motherfucker is a servant. He doesn't look like a servant to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is Brian Walker. And I think the father is the blanket head man. So this is Lothar Richards. And this is Brian Walker. Got it, baby! Woo! Of course the blanket head man and Mary Richards are father and daughter. And of course the blanket head man is named as Lothar. That makes so much more sense. Okay, so we got the people. That took off a lot of this shit from our plate. Also, we are still missing a clue from somewhere. Wonder where. Oh, there's shit down here. There's paint. Down with the parasites. Too long they have feasted on our blood and sweat. Huh. There's ink. There's pound and shillings. The wise slave. Fables about rulers that make you think. April 7th. Dear Diary, this has been an ordinary day, mostly spent in preparations for tomorrow's dinner event. I do believe the time has come for me to ask for a raise in salary after all these years. I have loyally worked here. It is a difficult conversation to be had, but I will strengthen my will and talk to Master about it tomorrow. This is the dagger and the... Okay. This is David Gorin's room. David, clean up the barn until Wednesday. I plan to continue experimenting with the artifact. Is little Pip living up here then? Reading the Monkey Man books? Who's this person's room? I mean, this looks like David Gorin's room. So I think this room is Brian Walker. This room is David Gorin. This room is Lucia. This room is Ada. I think that all makes sense. But now we got to figure out who is sitting where. David Gorin's not here. George Bridges is also not here. I don't remember how we got that motherfucker's name anyway. Got Monkey Man, Final Vanguard, Dark Hand. I don't know why that ended up being... Dark Hand was like one of these books that was in here or some shit, right? The door to the outside. It's not locked. Where was that Dark Hand book that we found? All right. Well, Little Pip stole a cigar from this guy. There's also a syringe in here, which is probably what the poison was. Which makes me think that some sort of water was poisoned or something. Okay. Blank Blank wanted Blank Blank dead, and thus Blank Blank poisoned the blank and hid the necessary key in a blank. At the dinner party, Blank Blank ingested the poison and died. I mean, the person who died, it's clearly Rose Kubert. But where was she sitting and what was she drinking? I mean, everyone at the dinner table is drinking wine. So if one of these things were poisoned, it can't be the wine. We can boil it down between... I mean, also... Like, what are the things that are singled out? Clear liquid. Cloudy liquid. The yellow liquid. Partially smoked cigar. Oh, homie's got a fork in his hand. Which one is missing a fork? Aha. So, because he's holding the fork, Peter Batley's definitely sitting here. So we can do that. We can do that. Peter Batley is sitting where the wine and the amber liquid are. This is Peter Batley's spot. Where's the wine and the amber liquid? Peter Batley. Okay, so it's turned in a weird order. So this for sure is Peter Batley. Because his fork is missing. So this is Peter Batley. Let's start there. All right, that takes one off the table. We know that this lady is a vegetarian. Does she have the ring that I'm looking for? No, she doesn't. These two have the keys to shit in the house. And he also has Peter Batley saying, ensure that the beautiful lady sits next to me during dinner and I will slip you a shilling. So maybe he didn't do the killing and maybe he just like likes the beautiful lady. So the beautiful lady is sitting next to Peter Batley. She's a vegetarian. She's probably not the one smoking the cigar. I mean, right? Can we just make that assumption that she's not smoking the cigar? Because if we go downstairs and look at the shit with the cigar, she doesn't have any cigars in her pocket. Oh, and this looks like what we're missing. Miss Richards, I enjoyed your company tremendously. Do we look at this? Dear Mary, here is something for your diary from me. For you, I would fight a tiger and win. Peter Batley. Oh, he's trying to fuck her. Oh my God, Peter Batley. What are you doing, you stupid idiot? We're still missing a clue, by the way. But I do feel like we clicked everything. What are we missing? Roasted boar. Fuck are we missing here? Got all this shit. We touched all this shit already. Oh, maybe it's here? I'm missing something. We got the Monkey Man books. There's also a gray key. Where is the gray key? Okay, so this is going to help us with the table. Due to the sensitivity of your stomach, I advise abstaining from alcohol for the next month. Also consider a glass of peptic tonic before eating. So the person who's not drinking alcohol, I think this is Edmund, because that's Edmund's office. So who's not drinking alcohol? This motherfucker is not drinking alcohol. So this has got to be Edmund who's sitting at the head of the table, which makes sense because it says that abstaining from alcohol, glass of peptic tonic. We know that this lady here is already the hot lady, Mary Richards, which means that the head of the table is Edmund Cloudsley. Okay. Which then only leaves 2 areas left. Can I make the assumption that this lady is not smoking a cigar? Who had the cigar in their pocket again? It's a man. It's a man's outfit that has the cigars in the pocket. So that makes me think that that's homie with the cigar. He also looks like a smoker. Look at his face, man. He looks like he smokes all day. So that means Lothar Richards is probably smoking a cigar at dinner, which leaves Rose Kubert here. Let's fucking get it, baby! We can just assume that women don't smoke cigars, right? Right? Hell yeah! This game's making me fucking test my biases, you know what I mean? Shit! Okay, so we know that Lucia Smith is in this room. We know that Ada Baker is in this room. We know that Brian Walker is in the bottom room. And I think that David Gorin is here. And that little Pip is there. Bang, 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 bang. Let's go! Now to piece it together. We got all the rooms. I mean, I figured that Lucia Smith was here because of the book that was in her room, that Ada was younger, that Brian Walker was here because he's the oldest and he had keys, and that only left David Gorin left. Also, there was something in David Gorin's room that we recognize as familiar. Was the tobacco, the Ash Blair tobacco that we got from before. He's also got a gun and shit, right? Guys, we're still missing a clue. I don't know where that clue is. Fuck are we missing? Fuck, man, what are we missing? I'm like double checking everything because we're still missing a clue. I already looked in there. Looked at these four. Final Vanguard. That's got to have some sort of significance. I feel like we double checked all this shit. Got locked doors. Got windows. Oh, it's the secret codes. We didn't need to touch any of that. It makes so much sense that he would have a mirror in his office because he's so self-centered as a politician. Or take the fourth one from every row. The fourth one from every row. Love potion. I mean, we're still missing something. Oh, right here. What is this? Aha! We have some extra keys that seem to be hanging from here. So that she can reach out of her window and pull those keys up. Didn't even recognize that shit. Okay, why would she need those keys? Huh. Lots of keys here. So the copper key is just for food. Does she have a copper key? No. She has a small simple key. She's got the copper key to the food. Anyone else have the copper key to the food who has access to the food? He doesn't. He has access to the blue safe, which contains the peptic tonic and opium. Is that the poison? It didn't even allow me to click opium. He has access to that. The heart key. Where does the heart key have again? Access? Okay, so the heart key is for the wine and the brandy. So the question is, what was poisoned? Blank blank wanted blank blank dead, and thus blank blank poisoned the blank and hid the necessary key in a blank. Down with the parasites. Does he not like Edmund? Fables about rulers that make you think. April 7th. Dear Diary, this has been an ordinary day, most spent in preparations for tomorrow's dinner event. I do believe the time has come for me to ask for a raise in salary after all these years I have loyally worked here. It is a difficult conversation to be had, but I will strengthen my will and talk to Master about it tomorrow. Is Brian Walker one of the house servants? And does he get mad? Does he get mad at Edmund Cloudsley and want him dead? So he poisoned the tonic, the peptic tonic, and hid the necessary key in a what? What's the necessary key for the peptic tonic? In his pocket? And then was it on accident that she died? Because he didn't drink his peptic tonic? And she did. He didn't drink it. I think it could be that Brian Walker wanted Edmund Cloudsley dead. And thus blank blank poisoned the blank. So who poisoned the tonic? Who poisoned the tonic? Oh! So blank blank poisoned the tonic with opium, I think. The revolution will come for the likes of you, crooked bastards. Soon you will pay for your sins against honest common folk with your blood. The Brotherhood of Masks. Is he a part of the cult? Too long they have feasted on our blood and sweat. Print paint. Oh shit, is he making flyers for some sort of brotherhood? Huh. But what is it? Down with parasites, too long they have feasted on our blood and sweat. Who's the one that are thinking of the common folk? The final vanguard? Where'd I get Dark Hand from? Versus Striped Dark Hand. I feel like that Dark Hand thing is just, I'm gonna put this aside. But he got a letter from, it looks like a Dark Hand up here. Once more you have failed to answer our requisition. This is the last warning you will receive. Your transgressions against us demand amends. The only course of action you have is to surrender yourself to our justice. Last chance for your repentance, serpent, or we will unleash one of our stewards upon you. The Brotherhood of Masks. And then also he's getting shit from the Final Vanguard. It's postmarked differently. I feel like the Final Vanguard wanted Edmund Cloudsley dead because they're the people who want the common folk. Brian Walker is one of their guys. And thus Brian Walker poisoned the tonic and hid the necessary key in his pocket? Fuck. I think maybe it was that monkey man Vanguard wanted Edmund Cloudsley dead. Maybe Brian Walker is not the killer. She said that Brian served everything as instructed. I do hope our master's guests are satisfied and that Brian served everything as instructed. But why would this be hidden out the window? What do these keys need? Like, why are these kids out the window? Kids. What am I missing? Remember to take the fourth from every row. The fourth from every row. The fourth what from every row? The fourth what from every row? Fuck. And why does she have this key tied out her window in a bag? Ah, fuck. He's the only guy who has a key. Like, oh, the poison. The poison's down here in this. Now where could that have come from? And who is George Bridges? That was here, right? George Bridges. Mrs. Baker, starting August 1st, 1787, housemaid. That just proved that she's the youngest. Who is George Bridges? Oh. You seem pretty pleased after the old boy passed away and spot freed in the House of Lords. Take care of those with whom you ally. I have many friends and will deal with you swiftly if you dare cross me. Maybe it's that George Bridges wanted him dead. Maybe it's that instead of the final Vanguard. I have many... Take care of those who may ally. I have many friends and will deal with you swiftly if you dare cross me. George Bridges. Is she related to a George Bridges? Dear Ada, I have to use this letter to share good news. There is no substance to the claims that your late husband used his position to squander church money. The judge has decided to remove all accusations and you will be no longer the target of baseless gossip. I truly and sincerely hope this will provide some comfort in these dark times when ignorance and impudence go hand in hand. Man, fuck! This is hard. I feel like I'm just meandering in this biatch. Oh! God. I thought it was that he hates rich people. And he's being employed by the final vanguard. Dear this day preparation. Oh shit. I there use has no long. I'm trying to see if there's like the April everything prepare young meat side dish. There's a, what do you call it? A fucking cipher like it says above. The first word of every line. There's gotta be a cipher hidden somewhere. I that worked to me. Rulehead gets the bother again. Can't be her. Gotta find all these notes now. David, clean Wednesday eye experimenting artifact. Not that. Down 2 on. Am I grasping at straws or what? The slave fables rulers you. Dear this day preparation dinner I come raise these worked it conversation I and tomorrow. Fuck me. To know you all. I. Remember to take the 4th one from every row. Use substance to remove target. Sincerely, dark hand steward. No! Oh shit! Whoa! God, that took me fucking forever. 1, 2, 3, 4. This substance. 1, 2. Use substance to remove target. Sincerely, dark hand steward. Sincerely, dark hand steward. Brotherhood of Masks. Dark hand. Dark hand. Dark hand steward. Dark hand steward. Whoever the fuck that is! Wanted Edmund's Cloudsley death and thus Ada Baker poisoned the something. I think it's the tonic. This motherfucker. Ada Baker poisoned the tonic and hid the necessary key in a bag. Oh! Ada Baker received encoded instructions from Dark Hand Steward, whoever the fuck that is, to poison Edmund Cloudsley. She used her ability to move freely throughout the rooms while cleaning and made a copy of the key to the medicine cabinet. She used a syringe to poison a sealed peptic tonic bottle. However, during the party, Rose asked for the tonic and drank it first and died from the poison. I pulled a lot of that together, but there are some things that I missed. So the key that she used here, aha, that should match. That should match the key here. The notches match. So she made a copy of the key to the medicine cabinet and she poisoned it with this shit. And she syringed it through the top of the tectonic cork. But unfortunately, he didn't drink any of his top tonic water. I picked up on that. She did drink it, and she died first. You know what? Let me say, even though it was frustrating, really good game design and really good red herring design, like a not a cheap red herring, to have Brian Walker be part of some sort of like, I don't know, workers' rights fucking socialist activist group where he's getting these flyers about rich people and he's reading a book about the wise slave and like talking about rulers and criticizing rulers, and then also having a letter from the final Vanguard saying that you're gonna pay for your shit against common folk, and having this motherfucker be the only guy with a key here to the medicine cabinet. And how he hates rich people. And he also has the key to the rest of the alcohol. So I think you're kind of supposed to be led to believe that it's him. But this specific clue about the codes tipped me off to her. God, that was interesting. I'm trying to figure out if there's any proof to show that this motherfucker did not do it. Like, I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. Like, he very well could have poisoned with the opium. Right? He could have put a bunch of fucking opium in it. So, I don't know. But I guess there just is extra evidence that you really have to take into account there. Well, shit. That was fun. There's no cutscenes here. We already got this cutscene. Do we recognize this man now? With a red feather on his cap? And he's got a ring as well. Anyone in this shit have a red feather on their cap? None of them. So I guess we'll see in the next scene. Okay, that's where we're going to stop for this episode. I feel bad that I'm only doing one chapter per fucking thing. But, you know, sometimes I'm a little not smart. Sometimes I can be a little dumb. So I hope you like me. And you suck me. I mean...